How can you get better at public speaking really fast? That's the topic we're going to explore in this video, and we're starting right now. Hey, David here with SD Success. We provide tips and techniques to help you succeed and enjoy your journey. If you're new here, consider subscribing down below and click on the bell notification icon so you don't miss anything. There's an important reason why you really should consider getting better at public speaking. And what is it? It's to avoid an upcoming catastrophe. Now, some people would say, yeah, David, you're being a little bit overdramatic by saying that. But in many cases, I don't think I am. Because here's what happens to a lot of people. At some point when they're younger, they have some dramatic, horrible experience with public speaking. They get humiliated. The pity from the audience is palpable. You can feel it. It's just, they have a horrible, horrible experience at some point, and they say, you know what? I never, ever want that to happen again. I'm never going to speak in front of people again. And that's fine. They make that decision and they decide never to do it again. But a couple years later, down the road, guess what? A mandatory speaking requirement comes up. It could be a speech for a school project, maybe a presentation at work, or it could be a maid of honor speech, a best man speech. At some point, there's somewhere where you have to get up in front of people again. And then now you're stuck because at this juncture, you have still no public speaking skills, and this added pressure of painful memories and mental scar tissue that just makes it all the worse to go have to do it again. So that's why you really should consider becoming better at public speaking so that you don't have to face this sort of scenario. Fortunately, you can definitely avoid this painful experience, the scenario that I just mentioned. And a story from my college days I think will help illustrate how. When I was in university, I had this next door neighbor. I'll call him Derek, not his actual name. But Derek was a football player, a male model, very handsome guy. And one night, he was involved in a situation where there was two drunk guys who were in each other's faces. They were escalating their verbal attacks on each other. It was quickly leading into a violent confrontation. And so Derek tried to get in between the two of these guys and say, hey, just calm down, guys. There's no need to actually physically fight. Let's let this go and cool it. Well, while he was trying to play the peacemaker, one of these guys just hauled off and bam, just hit Derek square right in the nose and busted his nose. It was all like the bone was busted sideways. He had to wear a special huge bandage on it, get surgery. It was a really traumatic thing, and I felt horrible for him because here he was trying to be a peacemaker, but actually he couldn't even do his modeling work for quite some time as a result of that. Now, one thing that I was very inspired about was Derek's response to this whole shocking thing that happened to him. And that was, even while his nose was still in a cast, a couple weeks later, I saw him coming back and forth to the place we lived wearing a martial arts outfit, because he had joined a dojo and was studying martial arts diligently every day. Because he decided, you know what, that was horrible, but I never want that to happen to me again. And someday in the future, maybe I'll need to protect myself or people I care about, and so he was preparing. So in the same way, if you just take the simple steps to become better at public speaking, then you don't have to live in fear, and whatever horrible experience you had won't necessarily have to happen again. You can prevent it with some good preparation. Now, one thing I want to say here is you don't need to become an expert. Do you need to become an 8th level black belt to defend yourself? No. In the same way, you don't have to become the best public speaker in the world. You just have to become good enough that you don't embarrass yourself or fall apart when you have to get in front of people. Something you definitely are able to do if you put in the effort and take the right steps. To get good at public speaking, there's really three things that you need. You need training, you need practice, and you need feedback. Fortunately, you can get all three of those things really easily in almost any town you live in. The first one is a public speaking club. Most towns have them and they meet regularly, maybe once a week. Some of them meet for breakfast at a cafe. I think Toastmasters is probably one of the most famous public speaking clubs, but there are some others. And these are really nice because when they meet, they provide training and actually different people speak each time, and so you get lots of practice. These kind of clubs, you can join them for 3 months, 6 months, a year. At whatever point you feel like you have the skills you need, then you don't have to go anymore. And the good news is public speaking is pretty much like riding a bike. Once you get good at it, you're never really going to forget how to do it. Another great place to get better at public speaking is by taking a class at a community college. Many of them have public speaking classes, and I guarantee you, after a semester or two, you'll feel like you've got so much more confidence that if you have to go speak in front of someone, you'll be like, hey, I got this, no problem. I can handle this, I've been trained. A third place where you can get what you need to improve at public speaking is to find a tutor or a mentor. Now, they can definitely train you, and then there's lots of chances to do some public speaking. You might volunteer for a presentation at work or at school. Some types of community service allow you to actually speak in front of people and interact with groups of people. You might also consider recording a speech with your smartphone and then post it on YouTube for your tutor or your mentor to give you feedback. Just mark it private so only they can see it until you gain the skill, where maybe you even use that as a platform to launch a YouTube channel. Yes, it's true. After you start public speaking, you might find you're good at it, and maybe you actually like it. Many people have found they're that way with something that they were afraid of. Once the fear is gone and they start doing it, they can find some hidden talent or joy of doing something that they never expected would actually be there. There's an old quote that says, anything worth doing is worth doing well. And, since you're going to have to do public speaking at some point in the future, why not develop some skill and get good at it? It's a fact that you, me, most of us feel some fear, some anxiety about public speaking. That's completely normal. In fact, I read in biographies about Abraham Lincoln that even after he was a lawyer and a legislator, and even after he was president, he still felt nervous before going up on the stage to give a speech. But he didn't take that nervousness as fear or a negative thing. He actually thought, that means I care about doing a great job for my audience. So put fear aside and get better at public speaking, and something great is going to come out of that. There's another quote that I really like. This quote says, "Freedom awaits those who conquer their fears." And who said this quote? Well, this is one of mine. I hope you like it. You can choose to live your whole life fearing public speaking, or you can learn how to do it, get at least decent at it, and have freedom to not worry about that the rest of your life. Now, a final point I want to make is that public speaking is also a pathway to success. There are many jobs, many promotions, many opportunities that you simply can't get unless you have at least decent public speaking skills. So if you've never developed yourself in that area, then become better at it and see what doors open up, see what opportunities pop up that might be very exciting new things for your future. Thanks so much for listening. I hope this video inspires you to take the simple steps that you definitely can do to become proficient at public speaking. Especially, I hope this will happen for you if it's something that you fear, if you had a really horrible traumatic experience in the past. And believe me, if you did, I'm with you. I was there. My hands used to shake when I even used to think of public speaking. So, hope this helps you out. You can click on one of these other videos if you want to hear more about public speaking or success mentality tips. Of course, if you're new here, consider subscribing down below and click on the bell notification icon so you don't miss anything. Until next time, take care and peace out.